The countdown has started here in the Free State province to switch from analog to digital, and of course the aim is that come 2019 all those who meet the requirements will be using the digital. But with me right now I'm joined by the Minister of Communications, Nomvula Mokonyane. Mama, we welcome you.
Thank you.
Let's talk about you choosing the Free State to start with the countdown.
It's not a choice of the minister. We have put together an advisory council. It has consolidated the work that has been done and progress so far. The Free State is one of the provinces where there's been a lot of cooperation, but also where there is a high need around migration, particularly for the target groups that we are working on. And it is precisely because of that, and we do believe through the advice that we receive from our advisory council that a multidisciplinary intervention for the Free State will make us switch off from analog to digital end of the year, beginning of 2019.
You also mentioned about the spectrum. That it's important that the spectrum now will, of course, allow that there will be more channels and they will go as far as the places that the normal TV was not going to.
Indeed, the release of the spectrum cannot only go to telecommunication and for growing the economy without growing the economy through broadcasting. And hence we know that once you migrate to digital, there will be many other channels that are free and are not utilized. It is precisely because of that then with the access of spectrum, we can then call for more participation and uptakes on the other channels that can be utilized that are not for payment. And most importantly, we can also work towards regional broadcasting so that again we promote diversity and we create equality, we create wealth, but of importance, content production would become important, and hence we're working with different sectors such as arts and culture and everybody to make sure that with the access to spectrum and with the migration, South Africa can have a diverse bouquet in the free-to-air platform as compared to in the pay channels.
Will the project create job opportunities?
Already it is. Here in Senekal, we have 50 young people who some have completed grade 12, others are graduates who are now being trained in terms of the installation, the maintenance, and of importance in creating their own companies that government must source the services from. And that on its own is helping in terms of localization of these opportunities, but also repositioning our young people within the context of the fourth industrial revolution. The retailing sector has also come on board, the manufacturing sector, and all of them have made a commitment through DTI on the triple BEE, including a triple BEE policy that we are now putting on broadcasting to ensure that this happens. We will only succeed if advertising comes to the party, because no channel can survive without advertising, and government must be the first to advertise on community broadcasting or on free-to-air platforms so that then they can be sustainable.
Minister, it's no secret that the country is lagging behind economical wise. Will this improve the economy?
In fact, it will take us forward, because you can imagine once we then switch off the entire country, there will have to be those who must go and buy new televisions, and interestingly, others have already started to buy televisions that are already digital, and that on its own is creating jobs. And working with DTI, it's to also ensure that we don't only receive finished goods to South Africa, we must create a manufacturing capacity, we must create a distribution capacity and assembly capacity, and that's why we're quite certain that in the context of growing our economy and inclusive growth, broadcasting can actually contribute, precisely because it is a sustainable job creation sector. It's not just the creation of jobs, it's not short-term jobs, it's lifetime jobs.
Minister, just one last question. We know that this was initiated a long time but you, as the department, you failed to meet the 2015 deadline. Are we sure now that you will be meeting the deadline? Do you have glitches on this?
We will meet the deadlines, and we have to now, precisely because we have moved from a one-size-fits-all. The solution is not only a set-top box. The solutions are very diverse, and it is only through partnership, and not through government. We're not a retailer, and I think that's one of the weaknesses of how we have handled this in the past, and not also partnering with other spheres of government and even the other entities in government such as Senekal coming on board and directing us where they are ready to switch off. That is very important. So a multidisciplinary advisory council has really helped in making government to realize that it can be business as usual. So we're quite excited. We've brought in South Africans who have helped other countries in Africa to migrate before South Africa. We've called them to come back home. They're part of the project teams, and they are the ones who are doing the job now.
All right, Minister, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
That was the Minister of Communications, Ms. Nomvula Mokonyane, actually just taking us through as to how this project will be rolled out throughout the country. But it has been, of course, the countdown has started here in the Free State. She's saying to us, of course, the province has been chosen to be the first one because there has been so much cooperation, and also the project aims to create job opportunities. But for now, we can all say that she also mentioned that they intend to, of course, meet the deadline as to all those people who meet the requirements to move from analog to digital. But for now, we can say it's back to you in